Hello, and welcome once again to Tekkit Lite Crash Course, episode 40. Didn't think it would be going this long. And today we're going to, correct the camera, today we're going to probably start taking down this dinosaur you see behind me. As you can see, all the pipes are red, everything's been powered down, because all of my inventory has been moved into my new ME storage system. Now the one thing I am missing, I'm actually missing a couple of things, but the one important thing I'm missing is this crafting system. I no longer have access to this because everything has been shut down. This orderer now only reads from the ME. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start on the ME crafting system, which is quite a bit different from all of this mess here. If we have time, we'll go over the processing system as well. You can actually interact with all of these machines you see here, as well as the thermal expansion machines in the named expansion pack. So let's go and get started. Now, just like the storage system, the crafting system is a bit pricey. Don't mind the awkward entrance system here, I'll fix that later. For some reason my power system doesn't work very efficiently. I blame Industrial Craft and its solar panels. That's just me though. I may be biased. So let's run up here. Take a look at the system, same system we had last time, arranged it a little bit differently. And I've got, of course, my ender chest right up there. And 45,000 cobble from my previous quarry. I guess up another one of those. Maybe dispose of some of that cobble. Regardless, let's get started. Now first we're going to need a bunch of ME cable, because a lot of the recipes for the units we're going to be building require said cable. So this requires quartz. Basically, the crafting system, it's a multi-block structure that consists of these containment walls, heat vents, which do require the cable, as well as internal structures, specifically the crafting CPU, and where's the other thing? No, not the monitor. I/O port, no. Storage monitor. It's one of these things. Pattern provider, that's the guy. Basically, pattern providers, crafting CPUs, and all this stuff. As you can see, it is very expensive. Conversion matrices, diamond chipsets, all that fun stuff. So let's get started making some of these ingredients. Alright, now I think I've got everything together more or less. If not, I can order more up and make some. Basically, the ME construction, construct is it's a multi-block structure. Consists of 4 different kinds of blocks, technically up to 4. But I'm going to be making one with all 4 today. These containment walls and heat vents are basically the outside of the structure. Inside, you put crafting CPUs and pattern providers. Pattern providers actually store crafting recipes similar to the logistics pipes that I had going into crafting tables before in basement. Crafting CPU basically gives you extra, well, crafting speed. The more of these you put in, the faster you're going to craft items automatically using this system. I'm just going to be making one of these so I have more room for patterns, and then I'll show you how to make those patterns once all of this is constructed. Now, what I have in mind is basically going to be a 4 block by 4 block by 4 block structure. It has to be cubic, and according to the wiki, it can be any, quote, any size. Exactly what any size entails, I don't really know. But it's going to be fairly small to start. Maybe I'll make a bigger one later. So containment walls, I'm going to need, let's see, these have to go on the outside as like a border. These have to go in between the containment walls. So for this I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 32 of these guys. So I'm going to go ahead and make some of those. There's my containment walls. I do apologize for the cutting and editing that's going on. This is another long process. Good thing these project tables are in here. So heat vents, I'm going to need 24 of these guys. Good thing I went ahead and made that cable. So I'll put some of those guys together. And there we go, heat vents. Now in the middle, I'm going to need a combination of pattern providers and crafting CPUs. These are obviously a bit more expensive. Let's see, these conversion matrices. And then for pattern provider, CPU, that's what I want. So just want one of these guys, going to be a little bit easier. I've already got some advanced processors. Go ahead and throw one of those together real quick here. Now again, this is all, why am I putting diamonds in there? It's all sort of like endgame stuff, I guess you could call it. It's all crazy expensive, so don't start doing this until you've got some quarries under your belt. Or you've done a lot of mining. Those go there, and these go here, I believe. Yep. That gets you your crafting CPU. Again, just one of them. Now I'm going to need some of these whatchamahoozits. Pattern provider, conversion matrices. So it's going to be redstone. So similar idea. That goes there. These go here. I'm going to need more redstone. Alright, so everything I'm doing actually requires more crystal than I have on hand. So I'm looking around for one of my compressors here. There we go. You can take your dust and actually use your compressor to press it into crystals, which is kind of neat. So I'm going to need a bunch of these crystals in order to actually, and I see it takes 4 dust, makes 1 crystal. I'm going to need more crystals to finish making this stuff. Wow. Alright, compressing some more quartz crystal. Should have enough now. There we go. To make those, I think it was, what, basic processors in the middle? That's right, I already used those. I was right, it's a diamond in the middle. Then iron around the outside. That back there, and then, pattern providers, that's right. Sorry, matrices. Oh, and crafting tables. I need some crafting tables. Do I have some spares? No, I need some wood. So 7 of these. Good old-fashioned vanilla recipes. Alright, and these guys go in the top, so that should give us pattern providers. Yay! Alright, we now have all of the blocks we need to put this guy together. So I'm going to come up here, sort of pick out a spot. I guess over here will be fine. Just going to jump over the cable there. It's going to get kind of crowded up here if I start on the more advanced processing stuff. I'll move it back an inch. So I need the walls. CPU, those guys, and that. And basically, like I said, you just want to lay it out like a cube. These containment walls go on the outside, like so. just enough of those. And then the heat vents go in between the containment wall sections, like so. Not outside the containment wall sections. And these don't require special tools to retrieve. You just smash them with anything that resembles a pickaxe, and off they go. Now, before you close it up, you want to take your internal blocks. That's the CPUs and the pattern providers, and lay them out inside. Doesn't really matter how. Oop. Before I close it up, I want to show you the pattern provider real quick. Basically, all of this can be filled with ME patterns, and I'll show you how to make those in a moment. Whereas the CPU doesn't do anything when you right-click on it. Put the last of my heat vents in place, and voila, multi-block structure. Now, once this gets power, boop, you can't really do much with it. You do need to create, in addition, a crafting monitor. I think it's crafting monitor, crafting terminal. That's what you want. So it requires an access terminal, crafting table, another storage cell, and all that stuff. I'm going to put that stuff together real quick, and I'll be right back. Alright, so we got that, and we've got that. We got our conversion matrix somewhere. Quite looking right at it. No, that's right, it's in that thing. Never mind. So, got the storage unit, glass on the front. That gets us our crafting terminal. That'll allow us to access our crafting thingamabob, kind of like how we can access our storage unit using the storage access or storage terminal. As for the crafting monitor, that actually is a block. We need one more basic processor, some cable, crafting monitor we should set up as well. I'd recommend it anyway. So I'm going to get one of those together. Alright, so for said crafting monitor, glass on the front, processor. Where'd my spare cable go? Did I leave it in the thing? I think I left it in the thing. Yeah, I left it in the thing, so spare cable, glass on the front, iron around the outside, chip in the middle, crafting monitor. Alright. Now we've got everything we need. Head back upstairs. So the crafting terminal, again, just place it anywhere on the network and it'll be able to access everything that's in there. And the crafting monitor, let's go and plunk right there. Show you that in a moment. Crafting terminal. Let's see. Basically allows you to access all of your items here in order to craft anything you might need. So say we make some sticks here. And then, what can we do with sticks? Let's look at some coal. Basically, now you can craft, pulling inventory directly from your ME storage system. Let's see. Now, it's not quite what I had in mind, what I wanted to do, because... Okay, yeah, you just right-click on the molecular assembler chamber. That's what the thing is called, molecular assembler chamber, if I could talk. And this will give you the pages for all of the pattern providers that you saw outside, or that I put inside. Basically, I put 7 inside, so we got 7 pages, which we can fill with patterns. How do we make those patterns? Well, let me show you in a moment. We need yet another device. So I think it's a pattern encoder. Pattern provider, pattern encoder, that's the one we want. So this requires yet another conversion matrix. Which requires yet more quartz crystals. So that will be a moment. Alright, nice thing about this, once it's complete, is we will actually be able to automate all of these processes and rigmarole that we've been going through. So need a little bit more iron. We finally get the pattern provider up and going. Excuse me while I order that. Let's see, where's my iron? Where's my iron? There's my iron. Alright. So we're going to order that up. Throw that in there. Conversion matrix on top gets us our pattern encoder. Now, nice thing about the pattern encoder is it actually doesn't need to be a part of the network. It's just like a little workbench for these patterns. So I can plonk this guy anywhere darn well please. Like right there. Sounds good. So in order to use the pattern encoder, let me show you the interface real quick. First we need a blank pattern. Blank patterns, more quartz, glowstone dust, and all that stuff. Let me go compress even more quartz dust. I'm going to have to go mining after this episode. I'm fully aware of the fact. Grab that. Go run out to the compressor here. I really got to move some of this stuff into my workshop too. Some of these appliances. So let's see. Hop up here. Oop, hop up here. Compress. Alright, so we got a bit of quartz. We got our glowstone dust. Iron on the bottom. And glass. Gets you one blank pattern. Now this blank pattern, what this will allow you to do is when you run up the steps here, when you run successfully up the steps here, you go to your pattern encoder. You drive this guy over here. Now anything that you code into this, notice it doesn't actually take any ingredients, it just makes the pattern. It'll create that recipe. Now I want to make a recipe that'll make more of these blank patterns. So I'm going to need to make a bit more quartz. Alright, now once you have your blank pattern in hand, you go to your encoder. Put the pattern on the right, and you draw out your recipe. And quartz. So now you've created a pattern for a blank pattern, which I'm going to be needing more of these patterns. So we'll pop this guy out of here. Oh, sorry. First we hit encode, and you see it turns blue. Now it is an encoded assembler pattern. You take the encoded assembler pattern, you toss it in the assembler chamber. Boop. And now this recipe won't appear in here, I don't believe. Let's see. Pattern. Yeah, as you can see, it does appear in this little guy here if you search for it. And it has the word craft under it, which means this can be crafted. And you can tell how many you want it to make. Can I order it from here is the question. Craft. No, I can't order it from there. So this stuff I do have to use these machines in order to craft them. So a little unfortunate, minor incompatibility, but that's fine. We don't care. So crafting this. What? Hold on. Did I do it wrong? I want pattern. I want. Nope, still can't order it from there. But I can look at it from here. So yeah, anything that says craft, basically it'll automatically draw materials for however many you need. You hit begin, and then these will be crafted and then stored inside of the network. To keep an eye on what's being made, you just go to your crafting monitor, which I plonked down earlier. Crafting monitor will show you this is what's been ordered, this is what's missing. It's quartz crystal and glass, so I need both quartz crystal and glass to complete this order. I don't have enough quartz dust to make enough quartz crystals to complete this order, but you get the basic idea, I hope. Let's see, yeah, it's probably been enough recording for one episode. I'm going to do a bit of mining, and then I'll do the processing part next time. I'm also going to work on filling this with patterns to hopefully get some automated crafting done. Maybe I'll even show you the wireless access terminal, which I'm going to need in order to actually order up a lot of that stuff. Because this clearly won't do it. But it's good for requesting other stuff I've already made. Regardless, that is an episode. We made our I cannot talk tonight. Molecular assembler chamber. Showed you how to make a pattern, show you how to encode a pattern. It even shows you exactly what that pattern needs right there on the description. also showed you how to run out of quartz, how to put some more quartz together from dust, and how cool and awesome this whole system is. Again, this block here, that's roughly equivalent to everything I have in my basement. All that stuff's going to get torn down, it's going to get stuffed into the system and available for ordering. I'm probably going to need some barrels later, especially when I do some of the IC2 farming and brewing items, which will come after this once I get more recipes set up. Who knows, maybe this will even be enough recipes for what I need. I won't need to make a bigger one. We'll find out later on. Talk to you later. Have a nice evening.